Hey guys, my name is Zodiac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines. But today, we're going to be continuing our expansions from when we built our beautiful nature reserve in the last episode. We're going to try and bring more tourists to the park itself, make it easily accessible. Because actually guys, we should kind of add in some kind of chairlift, and a lot of you guys want me to add it in from Lost Wages, so we're going to be implementing that right now. I also actually give you some pretty sweet name suggestions of what we could call the nature reserve, which we're going to get set up today, and try and bring more residential to the region in general. Now, if you guys have been enjoying this episode and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. But we are back anyway, and first things first, we're going to rename the park. Now, there was a lot of name suggestions for this. Whether we kind of lead it to more downtown Lost Wages, or Lost Wages itself, or Tumbleweed, or something like that. But I was going for the name suggestions, and the best one that I seen was from your boy Sean O. And he says to pretty much call it Dead Man's... Make sure I get this right. Dead Man's Peak. And he says, where all the lovers leap. Which, when I said that, I thought, you know what? I just have to. It seems hilarious. It's a beautiful way to kind of, leap, if that's what you want to do. But I thought it was quite fitting. It was quite fitting. This is Dead End. Dead Man's Peak. You're peeking over the edge of the Dead Man region, the Dead End region. It goes wonderfully. Now, we do have a little bit of an issue over here where, these signs kind of get a little bit of crime at them. It comes and goes. So I don't know whether to kind of place like a small police station down just for the sake of sorting it out, or just let it do what it does naturally. It comes and goes. It's a bit of a weird one, but hey ho. So, we had a lot of vehicles traveling up the road, which we still kind of do. The nature reserve itself has had so far 742 visitors, so we want to make this place a lot more accessible. Now, there's two modes of transport that I'm pretty much going to bring up to this area. We do have a couple of buses that do tear through this little section, which I think it would be kind of ideal if both of these buses came up to the area. So buses, where's the bus stop thing? There we go. So we currently have them stopping here. Now, if I change this to have them stopping on this side first, if I put it right there and right there. There we go. This will allow us then to have this bus come and stop, which would be the better option for us. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if I had it stop in the car park there, and then this one... Oh, hold on. That's the same route, isn't it? I'm thinking we've got two routes going back on one another. Well, we kind of do. So you'll have to kind of bring this one up as well. It's a bit long-winded, but depending on which direction you're kind of heading in, you stand at a certain bus stop, which they pretty much come down and off they skedaddle. So that is pretty much the bus route from Tumbleweed to Oxbrook, but it does have a slight detour all the way up to the nature reserve, which might be a bit long-winded for these guys. But it picks up two important areas to bring passengers to this section, which will hopefully minimise the amount of vehicles riding up, but it only really sorts out this side of the mountain. I want to take a look at bringing people up from Lost Wages. And that's where the chairlifts now come into play. Now, it's not often I get to use chairlifts. I don't know why I don't choose them more. And by chairlifts, what I mean is that what I mean, cable cars? Am I getting confused thinking I have actual chairlifts in the game? I'm thinking cable cars, aren't I? That is what I'm thinking, right? Cable cars, we don't have any chairlifts, right? Am I just being completely dumb? Because there's a part of me that wants to believe we have chairlifts. I feel like we've always had chairlifts. It's not a mode of transport, is it? It's cable cars, isn't it? Where am I getting chairlifts from? Have I been playing too much of Snowtopia recently? I think I literally have. Cable cars is what we're talking about, boys. So basically what we want to do is we want to implement the end platform routes, end of the line cable car stops. So if I place this one, for example, and let's say I smack banged it. I mean, would I have it continuing to go down? Because what I could do is maybe have like the middle platform. And then we could have cable cars going in both directions. It's just a case of where would I take it if I bought it up from Los Wages? Would I take it down to Oxbrook, or would I take it straight into Tumbleweed? Is the question. Ooh, okay. We'll think about that in just a minute. So we need to give a bit of power and water. So it's got the power. Water, sorry. It should have the power. But then again, this place doesn't have the power. So we'll do what I normally do in little kind of regions like this. Drop a little bit of solar panel car parking in, which will power all of that right now. So we've got to figure out as well, where would I have it, the other end station down here? Do I have it completely through the middle? It would then mean I have to somehow bring a, cable cart through, which wouldn't work. Around these edges. Where's our current transport links? Because obviously we want to make it sure that we're, able to transfer a lot easier. So in reality, you kind of want it around here because you got the trams, you got the monorails. So if I give it an end stop right now, let's take a look. Hang on, let me take this out for a second. Do you know what I think right here? If I quickly drop it here for a second, if I go literally right there, one, the trail of cable carts won't interrupt the houses. And then two, it's a decent walk from 1, 2, potentially 3 monorail stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite a few tram stops as well, to be honest with you. So it's only a short distance of a walk, so that will kind of work out fairly well. And then this won't interrupt any of the houses behind. I've just got to somehow now bring it all the way up to here, which is going to be amazing. So if I bring this out, I think the easiest thing to do, rather than doing a big drop, is kind of slowly bring it around. I mean, what's a big drop like? If I did it like that. I mean, it would kind of work. You can't really do these in terms of bends, can you? It's literally got to be slight diagonals. So we've got to kind of go like this. And obviously, it's got to play the part, right? It goes up. It does what it needs to do. And that's just to get from people from point A to point B, right? That's literally all it needs to do. Now, it won't work until that end. Oh, no, it does work. So I don't technically need to have the other end connected. I thought we kind of did. Ah, okay. Interesting. There's already people waiting at the bus stops right now, which is pretty sweet. Very interesting. I feel like I need a bit more oomph around here. But the way this area goes, can I maybe sprawl out the residential a little bit more? Or is that pushing it too far? It could be potentially pushing too far. I always find these cable cars a little bit anticlimactic. Like, you think, oh, this would be an amazing idea. But then you implement them and it's like, is that really it? That's how I feel anyway. That's how I feel. So we just got to give it some time before we actually start seeing progress made with this. Whether or not I make this go in another direction going all the way down, I just don't know where to take it because we have the industrial area here. I just feel like it wouldn't feel right in a weird way. That's how I feel anyway. That's literally how I feel. So I'm not 100% sure of that, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure on what the best method would be to go about doing all of this. Yeah. Okay. So since the 700 people have visited, we now got an extra 300 people on the way. We're yet to see anybody making their way over, which it will take some time before they realise, cable carts now do exist. Do we eventually see anybody going back down that way? There's some people on the move already over here. So people are starting to figure out it is a possibility. You can do that. So we'll see what it brings in the long run. But then they got buses coming from this way anyway. So should we just keep it to buses? Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one to kind of decide. I think you guys need to let me know in the comment section down below what you think a decent idea would be. Because we could stagger the cable cars even down the little slope. So it kind of feels like a quicker route to come down. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting, he says. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's just because of this industrial area is here. It's a bit of a weird one. But anyway, we got a huge residential demand that we can satisfy and build a little bit more of. And I think it would be a good idea now to kind of finally take a look at last chances right now and slightly extend this a bit by building around here. So we'll do some building here, then give it a little bit of a chance for our cable cars and all that kind of systems and buses to get underway. So if I create my connection directly into there, and I'm going to kind of slightly break the game a little bit right now. So if I do my connection mode to there, there we go. If I go up, are you okay, game? Are you okay? It's not liking what I'm trying to attempt right now. Alright, if I bring this up, and then if I kind of slightly slope too steep, slightly bend that out a bit, and then we'll try and do it again. There we go. And just go the full distance until you can't bend no more. So like I said, I'm slightly breaking the game. It's gone under the ground a little bit. I don't think we really want that to happen. Well, we can't, do we? To be honest with you, I don't think we've got much of a choice. Because the way this kind of slopes. But if I angle the whole thing, can you do it through the tunnel? You can. So if I take it right to there, how does that work? Ooh, okay. That just got interesting. That just got very interesting. So, by the looks of it then, the majority of this is not going to be above ground, right? Because of the way it all kind of sits out, which is fine. It's completely fine. So these connections are going to be a bit funky. So keeping this as it is, obviously I want to make sure that this goes underneath. So if I kind of anarchy this, and then if I select that node, is that the node for the, oh, it's the node for the highway. Which is now even more awkward to try and get done. Right, if I select both of them to then deselect you. Haha, see? Glitched the system, boys. I glitched the system right now. And then select you to there. Enter. Select. Get that node again. Right, if I do it here. Enter. So it drops down anyway. And then we just have to create that as a quick little overpass. And that's how we kind of get around this area. So that needs to be an overpass in the sense of being elevated up. That goes like that. Glorious. So a bit of flattening, a bit of smoothing. We should be able to get this a nice little area. So just smoothing all this out. There we go. So that looks like it rises up a bit more. And then we can build some residential. So granted, we can't really do much here, which is completely fine. But it allows us to have this dedicated connection over. Without having to go around the roundabout, we interact with it to cause more traffic. So we're just going to naturally build a little bit more up. Oh, that's a point as well. We've got this, where that leads all the way up there. If I chose a nice little spot where it comes out. So if it ran parallel with all of this. And, you know, we'll do the connection tool. I do like using it. It's a handy little thing. Just go quite big. There we go. And for some reason we're elevated here. So bring that back down to earth. Oh, I say that the majority of that whole... Oh my goodness me. A lot of it's all elevated, isn't it? Okay. Easy, boy. Easy. And what we'll do lastly right now is just quickly align it. So from there to, let's say, here. Just align it a bit better. And then just smoothing out some of the rough patches. Okay. So that connection happens over there rather than connected to this. So it's completely different how you get up to this area. So allow us now to build up some zoning, so to speak. So if I start here then with this, we haven't really got much going on at this point, but I want to keep, you know, it's going to be a main through road. So you got to keep some traffic off it. So if I chose up to here then and went to there, if I come out by 10 here and straight down to there is going to be another 10. So I come out by 5, so we know we're going to be doing like some type of 5 by 5 bend. So 5 by 5 bend. And that goes around beautifully. Is that a 10? That is a 10. So I can get that lined up just nice. What would that be? A 3 by 3. Right, we'll go with it. We'll roll with it. Because that should technically line up to be a 10 by 10 by 10. It does look a little bit awkward, doesn't it? It does look a little bit awkward. So what if I continued this down? Where does that snap in? 26. So if I did that, theoretically we're creating a 6 by 6. 6 by 6. Straight down. Funky designs, but I'm a funky dude. I'm a funky kind of dude right now, boys. Right, we'll go with that. I'll give some nice little kind of space in the middle there to plant some trees and whatnot down. We'll roll with it. And do I push slightly out or keep it all inner centered? I think we'll keep it all in the inner centered. So if I ran up here right now then with a 20. If I do a 20 by 10 and back down. And then ran this one slightly up. Because we're getting quite close to the train line right now, I'll end it with little cul-de-sacs. And here we'll do a 10 by 10. Nah, let's do a 7 by 7. Just kind of end that gently there. Here I'll do a 10 by 10. And we'll bring this out by 5 by 5. So we're kind of building up and around it, but not trying to interact too much with the area. So that worked out well then. We've got all these little paths that kind of run through. And I kind of want to continue those. So they are dirt paths that we've got. I don't know if you can actually tunnel a dirt path. Should we find out? So if I came out here and went down by 10. No, you can't tunnel a dirt path, can you? Right, we'll do the bike route one. Just real quick. Oh, no, that's because I had it selected on the wrong thing. Let me try that again. It might be a case that I can tunnel it. Because when you bridge a dirt path, it turns it into a wooden bridge. And I'm just wondering if it does the same. I actually don't know if you can tunnel it. Right. If not, we'll go up above. No, you definitely can't. Yeah, you definitely can't. Right, fine. But I do kind of want it as a tunnel. I don't want to do an overpass. So we'll go for the normal style bike lane right now. Bring it out. But we'll obviously make it go down. And if I did the same over on this side, so I'll do it there. Alright, bring that down. Just a simple connection there. And then the rest of it will take place with a dirt path, sorry. So I'll just continue the movement abilities. And I bring that right to the corner. Just round like that. I'll bring that directly in. I'll run a path here. Just so it creates a bit of a buffer between the edge of the road and where we could potentially build houses. And then keeping that all flat. Oh, is he not going to do it? Oh, don't play these games with me, game. Don't play these games with me. I'll do that, but obviously... Oh, okay, that was easy enough. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more difficult than that. And if I bring this out from there, we'll just kind of do this. And if I quickly create a small little node there and then delete it. I should be able to bend you out and then bend you out and get a nice little bit of a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then connect you to there. Connect you to there. So we've got this little bit of a walking connection. It's not much. It doesn't do too much to the area or whatnot. It's just a little bit of funsies, really, isn't it? We'll do the same over here then. So if I bring this back to there, and we'll have a connection in. And then this itself, if I can, going right in like that. So if I delete this, I think it will be easier to do the little wiggle. So I'll go 2 by 2 by 2 straight down to here. Cut you in. I do a little cut just there. Trying to make it very, very walkable, basically. And it would be nice to have a little underpass that gets over to this side as well. So if I come off there like that, and then if I come off there like that, and then we'll use the little bike lane one, just so you know, they might jump on a bike for like a brief second, and it will be kind of a little bit more speedy to get over here. Right, does that work? No. I didn't even get the right node selected. There we go. Wrong button. It's going to be one of those days. There we go. So pass is over, and then we're all pretty much intertwined. So even though the roads are quite split apart, walkability is very, very important and will be very, very handy in this region. So yeah, I'll take that then. So obviously we're going to need a little bit of commercial over here. So we'll do that first. So I'll do a little bit of shopping, districty area. Let me get rid of you there. Up to there. To there and to here. So pretty much on the big crisscross section just here anyway. We'll do a decent amount of commercial. Then low density residential. So I'll do all the paint bucket zone I can do first. You know what? No, it's just quicker and easier to paint it like this, isn't it? Yeah. We'll go right around. I want it all inside of the bike. Oh, the walkable lanes. Alright, bring that to there. Push that all up. Over here. Get all this sorted. Literally paint it all. I want it everywhere. And that will add maybe a couple of hundred additional residents. Won't be a lot, but just generally boost the area. And now that we have that set up then, we can then take a look at the bus route that we have going around here. So the bus route comes up to here, and then obviously it goes back in that direction. But if I made it do a stop, let's say I brought it in on this side, it will be kind of handy. Then if I brought it over on that side, and it will go through the tunnel and over the roundabout. Nice. Okay, okay. So, water-wise, it doesn't all have water over here. There we go. And it doesn't all have power either. So, we'll get the power connected. So, we'll use some power grids to begin with. And we'll take it from there where there's no... We know there's no zoning at the minute. And let's bring it down there. Should be okay. Yep. So, that will grow a little bit of residential. Only a little bit, but it should do the job. And just quickly go around these edges with the water. So like I said, it's not much of an improvement. But it definitely brings a little bit more to the lost chances area. Bus route gets us all kind of connected up. Gives us an additional passage in. Ring road kind of going around, which is handy. Why are they stopping here? Ah, it's because it doesn't split correctly, does it? I mean, it could split correctly if I bulk that road up. But do we see that issue happening a lot? Not really, so I'll kind of leave it for now. If it does become like a big issue, then we'll sort it out. Well, how's my chairlifts doing then, boys? Are they doing good? Are lots and lots of people walking over here? Oh, there's a fair decent amount of people making their way over. Okay, that's pretty good to see. What about on the opposite end? Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of people walking about right now. There is a lot of people walking about. So that's seeing 92 people use it straight away from the get-go. And is this hooked up the same? 72. That's actually a pretty decent amount, to be honest with you. Wow, I'm very impressed. So Dead Man's Peak then has had an additional 1,000 since the 300 extra we seen at the start, which is now making money. That is well on its way to becoming a 3-star kind of area right now, which is pretty exciting too. Very impressed. I'm actually very impressed, weirdly enough. Very good. Very good. Now, we're hemorrhaging money like crazy. Which I could play around with these tax. I mean, I've already played around the taxations. What's going on? So where's our biggest money being spent? In industry. Now, we're getting lots of income from industry, so that balances itself out. Spending a lot of money on healthcare, believe it or not. Wow. Now, we have a really high hospital capacity. A very high cemetery capacity right now. Do those buildings cost us a bomb to run? I mean, I was about to say not enough to get me out of 40 grand a loss a week, but now we're making 18, 14 grand. I think it just comes in waves, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. But we're doing all right. We are doing all right now. Those little improvements right now will kind of take a while to kind of fully kick in. 250 people served recently on these? Oh my good God. Okay, the cable car is definitely increasing. 304 down here. Okay, I think this cable car has been a huge success. Whether or not we continue over the other direction is yet to be seen, but it's heavily reduced the amount of vehicles. You can already see this coming up the road. Holy smokes, this has got to be a 3-star in minutes. That's kind of crazy that people are just kind of low-key just walking in right now. I'm getting waves upon waves of people walking in. This is glorious. So where do we stand on the public transport side of things then? So it only says 19 people a week, but we know that's not true. I mean, 74 if you include the tourists as well. We know that's not true. We know there's a whole lot more, so this obviously takes a while to kind of actually update. Our big issue is public transport right now is obviously the trains. Buses is 1,000 per week in residents alone. That's mental. Wow. Traffic flow is 80%, where we're seeing the biggest culprits right now. It all flows here, even though it is all red. It's a bit red over there, but again, it's a moving and a flowing. It's a red over there, but it's moving and a flowing. Over here, again, it's red. Bit red there, but it's a moving and a flowing. Same over here. So, them major hotspots, it's okay. Over here, it's all okay. Down here, it seems to be okay. Yeah, there might be a little bit of backlog here, but they're all just trying to drive into this building. It's not anything to be worried about. So those slight problems lead up to us thinking, or the game thinking, we've got more issues than we actually have. There is a bit of an issue here. I reckon is there traffic lights turned on there? Yeah. Get rid of them for a second to allow them to flow out a bit more easier. 80%, I mean, you would like it mid-80s maybe. But seeing what's red and how the traffic's moving, you can't argue too much. I think the more red because there's a lot of demand on the roads versus there being a lot of traffic on the road. But maybe I should change these to a bit of a faster road because we're not zoning on this, so why don't I kind of change it to a national road? Right? Because we're not zoning on it, we'll be able to get the vehicles out a bit quicker. It might lead to us having a bit of traffic on this junction. But if I brought that in like that, I mean, it will make the flow of traffic move a bit quicker. Did it change it from being to a green? Oh, okay, we gained 1% by doing that. That's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Right, 288 people now using it. Holy smokes. And then down here, 366. Yo, that's becoming quite a dominant mode of transport right now. Can we see the people inside? Yes, we can. We can see the people wanting to get on. Yo, quite a few people can actually get on a cable car. That's kind of crazy. Oh, look at how minimal this traffic is right now as well. I'm thinking, like, I need to do it to these as well. Oh, wasn't there a reason to why I did this normal road? Wasn't it to stop them thinking that this is a quicker route to get to here and I wanted them to go all the way around? I mean, it doesn't really make much sense anymore. But this can be a national road. There's no issues with me doing it like that. Is it possible to change that to a national road on top? I mean, I can unhook it. I don't know if it breaks the game. I don't even know if I can actually do it. Nah, just in case I mess with it and ruin it. I don't want to play around too much with that. But is there any other type of roads like that where I could probably do better with a national road? We've already sorted it out up here. But I'll bring this further down as a national road. Any other little... Oh, ooh, power issues. Now, why is that? Why do we have power issues? Why are we not producing as much power? Oh, snap. Have I accidentally broken this? By me unhooking the road, have I accidentally broken it? What is going on? What is actually going on right now? I mean, first things first, I need to fix that issue with whatever I've done. I'm going to quickly drop a Tesla Gigafactory down because we're having power issues, which is going to ultimately impact what's going down. So if I just quickly drop this Tesla Gigafactory just here for the sake of having power, that will just kind of sort all of our issues out. What in the world is going on here? Have I accidentally built another built-in car wash? Is me unhooking the road a bad issue? Have I finally broken this? I think actually unhooking the road was a bad idea. I actually may have broken my dam. Even though it's flowing, because I've unhooked the road, I think I've literally broken it because it says there's no power coming through. It was only a matter of time before something... I should have never have touched it. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Which this is going to cause some issues, to be honest with you. Water seeping down right now. On both sides. It was coming up on the edges over here. These sparks are getting a whole lot higher. It's starting to ripple a bit more. Uh-oh. Is the dam finally breaking? Is the dam finally breaking in Dead End? Well, there's only one way to find out, guys, and that is to tune in for the next episode. We might have some serious issues. And on that note, we are going to end it for here. Hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.